soul movies, falling in love with being a human. Joe Gardner, a middle school music teacher, has long dreamed of performing jazz music on stage, and finally gets a chance after impressing other jazz musicians during an opening act at the Half Note Club. An accident causes Gardner's soul to be separated from his body and transported to the U Seminar, a center in which souls develop and gain passions before being transported to a newborn child. And Gardner must work with souls in training, such as 22, a soul with a dim view on life after being trapped for years at the U Seminar, in order to return to Earth before it's too late. 2020 is here, and the war is on. You are in a war, and the war is a battle for your souls. Disney does it again with this one. Watch your children and explain to them how planet Earth is not a final destination. You are in a prison, a square, a box, and you have souls like 22 not trying to get back to Earth, but you know how Disney does. Why would they call them 22? 2020's here. 2 + 2 = 4. 4 is this box, this hexahedron you're in, and you are trapped in this physical prison and physical matrix called Earth. Jesus on the cross, boxed in and closed off by this human body. Think outside the box. Closest thing you have to your true world, your real world, is closing your eyes and seeing in the darkness to understand your light. Joe wants to come back to Earth to prove and show that he has the music, the inner ear melanin that we all love. We know this is a musical universe, universe, one song. This whole thing is based off of vibrational beings. That's why your vibrations create things.
Say what?
Because the more you're able to stay in tune with yourself, keep your vibrations high, the more downloads and channels you get from your higher self, your true self, your own universe.
Message.
So if you have a universe within you, there's no need to come back down here and make music for others that have their own sound and vibration. Everybody's pitch and tone is different, and you trying to prove something to anybody is demiurge energy. Prove something to yourself and realize you were never here. 42 laws of Mayat. You have never done these things because you are not human. And this illusion is just a construct of memories that never existed.
Gotcha, bitch.
Your body is here, but your soul, your true being, never had human or guilty demiurge thoughts. Your ego is a lie. As in Joe's case, he feels like he has to come back to prove his worth and be the jazz musician he always wanted to be. U Seminar. Your goals, job, aspiration as a human doesn't make you who you are. These passions and needs to be something on this existence is demiurge thinking, demiurge energy. Praying, my niggas, you just praying. And praying leads to be preyed on. P-R-E-Y. On your being. Sucking and keeping you trapped in this worry, fear, and circle of life energy. Your soul, training to be a human, is laughable at best. Showing you how to worship and praise at the U Seminar? Yeah. Where's the laugh sound effect? There it go. You are an infinite magical being. You are a multi-dimensional chaos being. You are the greatest greatness, the all, the alpha and omega, the prince of Zamunda. And you don't have nothing to prove to nobody. I am that I am. God, Titan, chaos being. Being wise. There was a chaos being named Z. Z was in the greatest greatness. Had everything it wanted, did everything and anything. We couldn't even fathom the power of understanding of the greatest greatness. Just did what Z wanted to do when Z wanted to. This chaos being wanted to try this new realm, Earth, and thought it would be a piece of cake. Something the chaotic being never experienced before. Never experienced the family, never experienced the challenge, never experienced what love was. This chaos being, Z, gets down to the Earth realm comes into this baby brain, decides to become a boy, and forgets everything he is. His parents name him Edmond. Edmond Williams is ready to take on this adventure as he sits in his mother's arms. He goes by Ed for short. He grows up in a single mother household with 7 other siblings. His mom can barely make ends meet, but they're making it by, eating oatmeal for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Ed is the middle child, and he's super close and protective of his family. He has one particularly close bond with his sister, Amira. She was born right before Edmond, a year apart. They do everything together, play all their childhood games. They're in the same grade because Amira is held back in the first grade. Was in the church choir together, play particular jokes on their older and younger siblings, have physical fights. Shit, even went to the middle school dance together and laughed the whole time, while their dates sat there confused. But they had fun with them too, laughing and smiling also. That was Ed's girl. Ed's mom threw him his 16-year-old birthday party. At the party, he finds out some tragic news. Amira transitioned on. She gets raped and killed dealing with some shady guys she was trying to get her brother a present for. Ed was particular of his wristwear. He thought the girls liked it more, and his sister knew it. She was trying to get him a nice, fancy watch for the low. But her paycheck at the sack and save, bagging up groceries, wasn't enough for her to get the watch she knew he was eyeing. 17, gone too soon. Ed was hurt and confused. Didn't understand. Blamed himself. Crying, and not himself for years. His family always tried to console him, but he just couldn't get right. He started drinking and smoking heavy, trying to take his mind off his troubles. He's now an adult and is working as an overnight stalker at the same sack and save his sister was working at when she died. He goes home and drinks his way into a stupor. He is now 27 and risen up in his store as the assistant manager. He meets one of the overnight stalkers that gets hired. Her name is Mindy. She has a master's degree in counseling but is waiting for the right job opportunity to start her life. Ed and Mindy fall in love. Ed is head over heels with Mindy as they have fun together and make sweet, passionate love with each other. They end up getting married and having 5 children that he loves very deeply. Ed and Mindy have a beautiful house and their careers take off. They're living their best lives. Ed one day wakes up feeling very sick. Goes to the doctor and finds out he has cancer and it spread it quickly. He dies 3 months later, leaving his wife and beautiful children. Transitioning back to the astral realms, he knows how to get out, so he breaks through the circle of time, getting back to his greatest greatness. Chaos being again, back as the chaotic being. He ponders and wonders and starts to think about the feelings he felt, the hurt, the pain, the love for others. He gets curious about that realm once again, and this time he wants to figure those feelings out. He jumps back into another baby brain, this time becoming a girl. Her name is Amira Franklin. Amira Franklin is the only child with her mom and dad in her life. Grows up middle class and is basically spoiled rotten. Gets everything she wants and needs. On her 16th birthday, Daddy and Mommy surprise her with a brand new BMW. She goes to her local HBCU, where she doesn't have to worry about nothing but getting her grades right for the full scholarship she received for being one of the top of her high school class. She meets a young man at her campus. She thinks he's cute and funny. His name is Daryl. That Daryl makes her feel so happy and loved. They end up having a baby in college. But Daryl is not all that I see. He has another side to him. He's having another baby by Julia Brooks on the same campus. Julia is a senior, and so is Daryl, while Amira is just a sophomore with a whole baby on the way. Amira is heartbroken that Daryl has another girl pregnant. And even more saddening to her, the whole campus thinks she is a hoe, a slut, because Daryl and Julia have been off and on since their freshman year. Amira gives him an ultimatum. She wants to still be with him, but he has to choose. It's either me or her. Daryl chooses her. Daryl and Julia end up getting married after they both graduate from college, and they instantly start a new life together, both being well-paid, successful accountants. Amira goes back home and forgoes her scholarship. Her parents will take care of the newborn baby, Michael. All they want her to do is go back to school. She is so distraught and hurt to even think about school, so she never returns. She raises young Michael as a single mother, taking a business office clerk job. They stay in a 1-bedroom apartment, and Daryl comes by time to time to pick up his son and drop off some money also. The hurt she feels by Daryl can cut through iron. Fast forward, Michael is now 13, and Amira is still a clerk. Daryl has 7 children with Julia, and Michael loves being over there with his younger siblings. Daryl decides to get full custody of his son. With the money they're pulling in and Amira just making ends meet, he wins. Michael is happy and sad at the same time. He doesn't want to leave his mother, but her toxic hate for her dad and his family is eating away at him. All he sees on his dad's side is fun and love. Now Amira is really hurt. She's feeling the pain of her son wanting to leave, feeling abandoned again. She starts taking depression medicine to ease the pain. She can't handle the feeling. And takes way more of the medicine she wasn't prescribed, along with a little bottle of brown liquor. She overdoses and dies in her bed, 44 years old, from this reality. Now in the astral world, she doesn't want to or even remember how to get out of the circle of time. She comes back into the earth realm as a boy. Parents name him Edmond. Edmond has a sister named Amira. It's just them two and their 2 beautiful parents, Michael and Eli Franklin. Edmond and his sister can't stand each other. They get in fights all the time, never can agree with each other, arguing and bickering. And seeing that Edmond is the oldest, he has to be the big brother and protect Amira at all costs. Edmond was a real curious kid. He was real observant and always asked why. Why do we have to do this? And what's the meaning of that? He used to ask his parents all types of questions. One day he was asking his mom how her and dad met. His mom tells him, well, your father and I both came from big families. I'm a Williams. He's a Franklin Kush. Our families used to get together and have cookouts. My dad, your grandpa, died when I was 17. That was one of the toughest things I ever experienced in my life. Michael was there to console me as his mom passed away also. Wait, Grandma Julia isn't Dad's mom? Well, not quite. His biological mom passed away when he was 14, and he was there to console me in my time of need because he went through the same hurt. We end up naming your sister after her, your late grandma. I want you to be nice to your little sister Amira. You're all she has, and she's all you have. Edmond starts being more sweet to his sister and vows to always have her back, even when she's pissed off. Edmond learns so much about himself in life by continuously asking why and figuring this thing out called life. He ends up being in 2 marriages that didn't quite work out, but he loved his children and grandchildren with all his heart. He dies a lonely man at the age of 94. Back in the astral realms, he remembers how to get out and makes it back to his greatest greatness, becoming Z once again. As its chaotic being self, it enjoys doing whatever, whenever, whatever it wants to. But it thinks about the times they had on that earth realm. Z decides to go back. Dream wise.